Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the HerStory Online Summit. This is your host, Gertrude Mache, here in beautiful Melbourne, Australia. And today we are graced with the presence of yet another fascinating speaker. Welcome, welcome, welcome back to our tribe. She's not new to our community, so please tell everybody your full name, where you're based, and share your story with us today.
Well, absolutely marvelous to be here, and good morning, everyone. And I'm Mae-Rose, and I'm based on the Gold Coast in Queensland in magnificent Australia. And I am a speaker, an international speaker, and author of 5 books. And I'm also a Live Younger, Longer coach and a Live Till You Die enthusiast. And I'm also a strategic life strategist. So my quest for being here today is to share with you some of my reasons of why I'm here today. And I'm working with seniors specifically because I got to a stage probably around in my 60s, 65, and we've been given that little envelope from the government to say, you are now a senior. That is quite a shock. It's quite a disturbing feeling to think that all of a sudden I'm obsolete and I've become useless. So what do I do? And some of us, like me, found myself in a situation where I was alone and left to fend for myself. So I had to come up with some really good ideas because you're too young to die, but you're too old to be employed. So I had to find out innovative ways of how to cope. And during all that time, we had a lot of ill health as well. And I was practicing naturopath at the time and a counsellor. And I came across so many women just like me who were sick and tired. But when we delved down into the reasons why they were sick and tired, is because they were either broke or they didn't have a voice. So I started to work with seniors to see what skills they may have to be able to fund themselves. Maybe they're widowed, or maybe they have just become divorced, or maybe they've chosen to be single. The fact is that we're at a stage and we're looking at statistics which say that we now may be living maybe 10 to 15 years longer. So I'm currently working with women who are stressed out about, wow, how am I going to cope when I'm older? How am I going to fund those extra years? So I've developed a program. I'm the creator of the Seniors Wealth Map, where we go into delving into what your skills are, bring them out, or even teach you new skills. Because I was limited to my skills. I was expert in my field, but I'd run my race and it was no longer working for me. So I had to become very innovative. So I delved back into what your skills are. Maybe we can bring out the best in you to write your own story, write a book, cash in on your skills. Because if we don't have a purpose as we get older, we start to create even more illnesses and stress. And that's what I did. I was bewildered as to what to do with my life. So I went back and looked in the reasons why I developed a lot of illnesses, and they were basically psychosomatic, out of fear, out of stress, out of worry of how am I going to do this, particularly on my own, because there's not much out there to help us older girls to be able to become, well, dare I say, rich and successful. So I work with you so that you become rich, not old. And I mean rich in finances, rich in every way, how you can live till you die, how you can just live till you become and live till you die enthusiast, just like me, so that you talk to yourself each day, that your cells are well and healthy, so that you can become more stable and more secure in your senior years. And so my seniors wealth map goes through, give you a good fiscal checkup. Where are you right now? What can we do with what you've got? And then we clear away all those old paradigms, those old myths about aging and money issues we've been brought up. I don't know about you, but I was born during the war, and we were brought up or trained to be not heard and not seen. So we didn't have a voice. But now we have a voice. We can now utilize that and turn that into a successful, sizzling senior future. So we go into what your skills are, what you've been trained as, and we delve into that even further, bring those out, and we give you a brand. I give you $1 million message, and get to know yourself even more. Your X factor is something we buried and put down somewhere in the back cupboard because we didn't think we were entitled to have one, but we bring out that magnificence in you so that you can become the forefront of your own life. Take control of your life so that you can be the founder of your own seniors wealth map, your own seniors future, and you can say goodbye to stress and worry and become debt free, and your health, oddly enough, becomes easier to manage. Sure, we've got a few creaks and a few aches and pains, but we don't have to end up in a nursing home. We don't have to rely on our family or the government to help us out, because we have so many skills, because we've developed so many interesting experiences along the way. I was born in the era before black and white TV was even there. And I was there when they landed on the moon. I was there when rock and roll was invented. So we knew a lot of things of how to survive way before technology. But don't let technology scare you, because that was terrifying for me at first. How am I going to do this? How am I going to do a webinar? How am I going to talk to other people? But bit by bit, slowly, I was learning, slowly but surely. And here I am in my 80s, acting on stage, still presenting, and all over the world via the internet. So you can do this as well. And that's my passion, is to help you to recover from those old paradigms of, once you get old, you're obsolete, you're over the hill, you're one foot in the grave. All those old cliches don't matter anymore. So your dynamics are something that we've been particularly educated out of what we can do, what our skills can take us through. And so daily I'm searching for magnificent ladies like you, and I want to make I want 1,000 ladies that I can turn into micro millionaires, starting bit by bit by bringing out your skills, honing in on your special experiences and turning them into cash. Financial security makes you healthy security. And so then you can teach others how to do this, because our generation were teachers of everything. We had everything at our fingertips because we had to do it all ourselves. There were nobody there to teach us what to do, because we come from that era where we were pushed into the background. We didn't have a voice. but I can assure you that I am a recovering introvert, and I come from a long line of introverts, naysayers, bigots, and agoraphobics. So it's taken a long time to find my voice. And because I didn't have that voice, I value it so much these days of being able to reach out to brilliant people like you and say, here we are, we've got a platform, and we come to meet the amazing people like Gertrude, the 1 in a million lady who's out there working with people to help them get their voice. And so we want to show you together how it's possible to live the life of your dreams and live for a long time, a longer, in comfort and being confident and being capable and using your skills to become more, to value yourself, to value your skills. Because being an introvert for most of my life held me back. I sat in the background helping others to become famous. I was the one behind their success because I could do the work. But when it come to putting myself out there, I was not only an introvert, but a senior introvert. And that was daunting. And so the first time I had to go on front of a camera, it was the most horrendous experience I've ever had. And that's what, because of my horrible experience along the way, I know how to help you, holding your hand, how to get there, how to become more camera ready, how to become microphone ready, and how you can step forward out of your what we call the comfort zone. But there's nothing comfortable about being unconfident or being afraid to open your mouth and say what you think and still maintain your femininity and still maintain your personal opinion without the fear of being ridiculed, because that fear has kept us down for so long. Because I can remember, and I can still see it vividly, how my father was a military man, an officer in the army, and we had to see our faces in our boots. But do we ever have to say, could we say anything? No, we had to keep quiet. So we were trained to keep quiet till the day we die, we thought. But now it's an exciting era, an exciting time where you can have your career and a business, and you don't have to have titles or degrees to be successful. You can become successful just telling your story. That's why it's amazing to be here with on Gertrude's program, Her Story, telling a little bit about my story and hopefully sharing with you. And I know you have stories to tell and experiences to share. So we'd love to get in touch with you, have a little chat, and let's have a conversation about where you've been wanting to write a book. You've been desiring for a long time and thinking, oh no, I can't do that. Yes, you can. It is possible. It doesn't have to be big. Start small. Just be you. You don't have to be someone else. You can still remain you to become successful. So we're getting much more of a look at successful seniors each day, because they're coming out of from behind the scenes and telling their stories and sharing them with the world. So all of that training we've had to be introverts and to be quiet and not have an opinion or a voice is now all gone. But you don't have to be a loud extrovert. You can still maintain your quiet approach, your quiet nature, and share your story with everyone. And you can write a book. You can start a little course. Maybe you're good at whatever it is you do, cooking maybe, crocheting, knitting, gardening. It doesn't matter. But there are people who want to hear your version of it. And I am thrilled to be part of so many that I've helped in the past that not only find their niche, but also find themselves.
Mae-Rose, it's such a pleasure to reconnect with you this morning and bring you back to our community. Thank you so much for these encouraging words. You know, you and I kind of share a similar story, having had to rebuild my life at the age of 49 from scratch after a very traumatic divorce. Now, a lot of women, like you are saying, are brought up to be quiet. Our voices have been suppressed, whether it's cultural, whether it's generational. Why is it important for us to rise and to use our voices, do you think?
Because we've been there, done that, as we say, got a t-shirt, and now we're writing a book. Because we've been that, we've lived those experiences, the raw, uncomfortable feelings we went through without any help whatsoever.
Now, you are now at a point where you've done it for yourself. You're now showing others how you did it, and you're inspiring others to step up. As an introvert, it's not easy to put yourself out there. Give us three simple steps, three things that an introvert who's listening to us right now can put in place so that they can step up and find their voice as well.
In my work, even as a counselor and a therapist, I found it difficult to express myself. So we've honed it down now into just finding those few $1 million message, your diamond studded message, and it only has to be a few words.
Mhm.
So that's all you have to say. You know, when people say, "What do?" You can say in a few seconds, in a few words, exactly what you do and how you do it.
So it's that elevator pitch, that elevator speech. It can be 2 minutes, 3 minutes, but just learning to articulate who you truly are when you meet people, correct?
Yes, it clearly maps out what you do and why you do it, because people's attention span is what, down to 2 or 3 seconds now. So they don't want to listen to all your story. They want to know what's in it for you, what's in
Yeah.
it for them, what they can gain from it. And you need to get that message across very quickly. But it also saves you the embarrassment of making mistakes or waffling. So if you
Uh,
can clearly just say, "I am such and such," done, finished. They go away and you leave them wondering, and they want to get back to you. So they're anxious to get your number.
I love it. Now, you've created the Seniors Wealth Map program. Can you explain how this process works to help seniors tap into their hidden skills and create financial stability?
Oh, thank you for that opportunity to express that, Gertrude, because it is daunting where to start. So I've collected over the years many messages and experiences from other women of how they got there. So we've fine tuned it now to firstly find out where you are financially, find out what your blockages are about aging and money myths. So then we create a message for you, we create your everything for you, so it's all done. So I wrote the book Successful Seniors based on my own experiences and how are the awakenings I had about things I took for granted and now gems to pass on. So
Mm.
we have seniors wealth map from the book Successful Seniors of how to look and feel ages, how to create wealth, but most of all, be unforgettable.
I love it. Now, why do you think society places limits on seniors, especially women, when it comes to their capabilities and potential to continue thriving in life?
Traditions, customs, religions, family beliefs, and just old habits and what I call ignorance.
Mm.
So, for somehow we've had that stigma, and then we tried to break through with women's lib and fight. We don't have to fight. it is something that's culturally up to our generation to change that we don't have to become old, obsolete. So that's why my motto is that death may be inevitable and life is a journey, but I'm going via the scenic route. So we can live till we die and have fun along the way and teach others. It isn't that bad. It is awesome.
I love it. We've got my good sister Terry Weems chiming in from Indiana, USA, saying this is very encouraging. Terry is also a senior, one of the most dynamic women I've ever met. Helped coach her to write her first book. She's now writing a second book. So, what you're saying is doable. You know, we just have to step out of that comfort zone you were talking about and seize the opportunities that are there right now. Now, you've spoken about how fear and stress can manifest into physical illnesses for seniors. How do you guide women in overcoming these emotional challenges and reclaiming their health and purpose?
For sometimes we went many years, we would go to endless therapy. But now I use a rapid technique that eliminates that quickly. We bring it to the surface, look at it, and realize it's obsolete. It's like a kite, you just cut the string, and we get rid of those limiting beliefs. But we also drag out what's in my dreams. What is my passion? What have I always wanted to do? We focus solely on that and not what the negative, but bring out the positive, because
Yes.
that is an old hat. It's got cobwebs on it. We don't need that anymore.
Hmm. So, what advice would you give to someone who's in their 60s or 70s, feeling lost and unsure of how to move forward, but still wanting to make a difference?
Sit in it for a moment, and instead of focusing on how bad your situation may be, is
Mm,
take some time in a nice place with some lovely music, or even in a garden or in a forest. Well, ask yourself, have the conversation with yourself. What do I actually want? What is my dream? What can I do about it? So, all we need is that first conversation, that first step on the pathway to your personal, financial, and personal freedom. It's one step.
I love it. Now, technology can be overwhelming for seniors. How do you help your clients to navigate these new tools to build businesses and expand their influence in today's digital age? You know, I've seen you all over the internet, you're on Facebook, you're on TikTok. It's so inspiring, but it's not easy for most seniors.
Absolutely, definitely. And particularly when you've been brought up in our era without a voice, and to layer onto that an introvert, and to layer on that a slight bit of agoraphobia, which makes it very difficult because, pardon me, to be able to branch out of that. So once again, we just go bit by bit, practice in front of the camera. May have some fun. What I did with a bunch of ladies, we got around and we practiced in a little her circle, and we spoke into the phone and we read and we listened to it back. The thing we do fear most of all is the sound of our own voice. It
Mm.
sounds like a crosscut saw calling to its young, because you admire so many other people's voices, but you hate your own and you hate to see yourself on camera. But when you're on camera, you're not looking at yourself, I'm looking at you. I'm not looking at me. So my heart is coming through the lens, not my ego.
I love that. Now, you talk about being a live till you die enthusiast. Can you elaborate on this and what this means and how you help others to adapt this mindset to live more vibrantly and with passion?
That statement come from my elevator talk, if you like to use that, because people don't want to know I'm a naturopath, I'm an Ayurvedic therapist, I've got a degree in polarity therapy and craniosacral. They've gone by that time. But if I say to you, I'm a live till you die enthusiast, means I'm enthusiastic about living till I die. It says it all in that sentence.
Yeah.
People want to know, well, what do you mean by that? It captivates. And I find those little $1 million statements for you to captivate your audience, and they want to know more. They'll track you down. Say, what was that about? It landed on me. I want to know more.
I love it. Now, you've gone through many personal challenges in your life, including feelings of isolation and starting over later in life. How have these experiences shaped your approach to coaching and supporting seniors?
At the time, it was daunting, and we were so full of fear, and we don't know where to turn because there were no answers out there. So
Mm,
I had to read. I went on. I listened. I taught myself how to use the computer because my family didn't want to know about it. They said, "I'll go and do a course." There
mm,
is no courses in life for this. It is there, and there. But the good thing is, Gertrude, there is no isolates in nature.
yeah.
So that's why we help one another.
Mm,
By taking us by the hand, you have helped so many people. Your beautiful audience have been given a voice. And I'm sure you and I both agree that that's where the healing starts, by
yeah,
having those people you can lean on. That's the first, knowing they're safe with us.
it's true. That is so true. And sometimes our stories just need to breathe, right? They just need
Mhm.
the ears to listen and with no judgment, just holding space for each other as women helps in the healing process as well. So, my last question for you is, what do you believe are the most common misconceptions about aging? And how can women break free from societal expectations to create their own powerful legacies?
We've been discussing how traditionally we've been educated into it. And my quest is to educate you out of it so that you can learn more skills, use the skills you have, and to partner up with people who are in the know, who are there specifically for your benefit to help you every step of the way. You don't have to do it alone
Yeah,
because it is scary.
it can be frightening. I'm
Mm.
actually going to throw in one more question. You said something in the beginning about how we are living longer than
Mm.
before. Now, if time was an illusion and I could take you into the future 20 years from now, you're probably going to be 100 and you are healthy, you're vibrant, your mind is working. If we could go and have a conversation with the older you, this wise woman who's led you to this point, based on what life has taught you up until now, what will you say to her when you finally meet her? And I'm asking this because a lot of women don't realize that the wise woman is already in us. She's that little quiet voice that guides you, that says, take Mae-Rose's course, go to Gertrude Mache's speaking event. What are you going to say to that wise woman when you finally meet her?
My first little bit of advice or conversation would be, congratulations, you've made the decision. It's making decisions that's what I want to do. I want to live that next 15, 20 years so that I can be in your shoes, and I will be there to say, that's the most important time of your life, the last years of your life, because you're looking down the mountain and you'll be able to help and guide so many other people, so many voices, so many hearts reaching up to you, wanting to hear what you have to say, because science has proven we are living longer. Why that is happening is because there's people like me, people like Gertrude, who've put the life back into you, giving you the hope, giving you the vision, giving you the voice. That's all you need: hope, vision, and voice, and have a purpose. There's no use living till you're 120 or 100, even 100, if you haven't got a purpose. And my purpose is, now that I'm speaking to that 100-year-old, I say, good on you, girlfriend. You had a go. You fought through your fears. You cut the ties with the old traditions and customs. And now you're a benefit to so many people. I'm leaving this legacy so that you can follow this, so it becomes easier. It doesn't have to be painful, and you don't have to feel alone, because every step of the way is an amazing, wonderful experience.
I absolutely love it. Mae-Rose, thank you so much. I know that you have a gift for all of our listeners today. I've got your website scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Tell us, what is the gift? What can people expect from you?
I have thank you for the gift of being with you all this morning, and thank you to the gift of Gertrude. But I would love to give you the gift of my ebook of Successful Seniors, and you can get that and read it. And I'd love you to contact me so we can have a conversation, and maybe we can map out a little seniors roadmap for you.
Absolutely love it. Thanks again, Mae-Rose, and thank you to everybody who tuned in today. The Her Story Circle is a social impact movement. We bring you the stories and voices of women from all over the world to uplift you, inspire you, energize you, but most importantly, to take you from where you are now to where you want to go. So tune in again tomorrow. And thank you so much, Terry Weems in Indiana. She said, thank you for sharing your story, Mae-Rose. Absolutely inspiring. I'll be back again tomorrow with yet another amazing speaker. In the meantime, have a fantastic day, morning, or evening, wherever you are in the world, and bye for now.